Hello, everybody. So today I want to talk about the outstanding Q2 that HIMS just posted, and many of us are not too surprised to see this Q2 be outstanding, because if you understand fully this company, you understand that this is not yet another Me Too company or yet another company that sells cheap generic drugs. This company is much more complex. This company is trying to create healthcare. This company is trying to move us away from the world of sick care that we've known for dozens and dozens of years, and it's trying to create something new, something that is preventative healthcare, that is true healthcare. And when I look at the number of HIMS, I am so pleased to see these numbers. Let's go through a little flashback, if we may. Let's go through a little flashback and see what they had guided here in Q1. So in Q1, they had guided that they would do between 200 and 205 million in revenue, and they had guided between $4 and $7 in million in EBITDA. That's what they had guided for us. Now, what did they do? What did they post just now? They post 208 million, and they posted 10.6 million in adjusted EBITDA. So this is a company that yet again has beat its guidance. This is a company that keeps beating its guidance. And by the way, they also, compared to here, have also raised their full year 2023 guidance. So this is the new number. This is the new data right here. And this is what they're guiding right now for Q3, between 217 and 222 million in revenue, 10 to 13 million in adjusted EBITDA. You see how they've beat it handsomely in Q2, right? They've beat their Q1 predictions. They've beat them handsomely in Q2. Do we really think they're going to beat it again in Q3? That's my bet. My bet is that they're going to beat it again in Q3. This is a company that keeps beating its guidance, and that is absolutely wonderful. That's how you want to invest. Create a positive expectation for the market. No investment advice, of course. But I love to see HIMS consistently beat the numbers. And you may ask, how often do they beat the numbers? Well, let's go and look at it. So, as you know, on the channel, I try to focus on yearly prediction, right? 12 months out, what is going to be the revenue 12 months out? And look at what's happened, right? So in Q4, I went back 2 quarters ago. In Q4, they had guided 735 to 755 million, right? In Q1 of this year, they had guided 820 million, right? And in Q2, they've guided between 830 and 850. So let's call it 840 million. So this is a company that has increased tremendously their guidance, right? By about $100 million. They've increased their guidance in just 2 quarters. This is stunning. And so the question is, do we really still believe this full year 2023 guidance, right, of 840 million? Do we actually believe it, right? Or is it going to be even more? Because if you look at the full year 2023, it's got 2 more quarters to go. How do we not know that in Q3 the guidance for 2023 will not be increased again? And again, how much closer are we going to be actually to $900 million in revenue? And I believe we're getting close to that, right? We have 2 more quarters to go. Look at how much they've increased their guidance each quarter, right? So if we had a $900 million in revenue quarter while they guided for a 745 million quarter in Q4 of 2022, this is a company that's not only growing, this is a company that is accelerating. This is absolutely stunning. And if you've looked at the Q2 investor presentation, you may have noticed that this is gone. Their long-term guidance is entirely gone, right? They had given us this guidance in Q4 2022. They had told us we're going to do 1.2 billion by the end of 2025. Well, doesn't that look very silly now, right? That they're at almost 900 million by the end of 2023. Doesn't it look silly for them to even say 1.2 billion by the end of 2025? And by the way, I had done many videos about that guidance alone when it got released, and I got to a multi-bagger, right? Close to a 3x is what I had in my prediction just on the revenue expansion alone. They are not putting this forward anymore, which means that this guidance, in my view, will be handsomely beat in the future. So the long-term guidance of HIMS, in my view, also needs to be updated upward. This is a company that keeps growing and growing and surprising us to the upside. Now, I started covering HIMS about 9 months ago, you may remember, but I had heard of the stock back earlier than that, right? Back in the summer of 2022, before I started this YouTube channel. And I dismissed the stock like many. I dismissed the stock, and that was a mistake. But I remember the narratives, and some of our narrative was, the classic narrative is the competition is coming, right? You have Cost Drug Plus, you have Amazon, right? You have all of these different discount drug sellers that are coming and that are disrupting HIMS, right? Well, that is not looking deep enough at the company. That is not understanding that HIMS is a company that puts you in front of a doctor and then gives you a prescription easily without having to go through a traditional prescription system, for a traditional insurance system, right? It's a 0-to-1 move. It's a new innovation. It's a new way of doing things easily, entirely through an app, through a customer-centric app where you tap a button, you see a doctor, and after you see the doctor, if you qualify, you get a drug. And it's outside of insurance, which makes it very, very easy, very accessible, and oftentimes cheaper than what you would even pay for a copay. Furthermore, if you may remember, a year ago, right, going back a year ago, everybody was saying, oh, we're in a recession, right? The Fed started raising rates so heavily. We're in a recession. I remember making multiple videos about HIMS saying that their products are indeed recession resistant, especially if you think about their number one product, eDoctor. Of course, that's recession resistant. People are not going to quit taking that, even if the economy is doing bad. So all of these FUD, I guess, is how the youngsters call it, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. All of this FUD that was circulating is proven to be entirely wrong. This is a company that has grown subscribers 74% year over year, and we're 12 months away from when all of this negativity started coming out of the stock. You may remember this stock trading at $3, $4 when all this negativity was around. Well, that was a year ago. And a year later, the stock has grown subscribers by 74%. Subscribers precede revenue, right? A subscriber doesn't only have one subscription, they have 1.5 subscription in the case of HIMS. That number may increase in the future. Look at the revenue. Revenue is up 83% year over year. So this company is not even beginning to see the law of large numbers. It's not even beginning to hit that wall of the law of large number, because the healthcare market, as I define healthcare, not sick care, right? Not the hospital systems, not the insurance system. I'm talking about true healthcare. That healthcare market is many trillions of spending, of revenue up for grabs for companies that are gonna address that. This is a very, very, very huge market, and I am so bullish on HIMS' ability to capture a big share of that market. Now that I've talked about revenues, right? Revenue are so important in the way I invest in stocks, because revenues don't lie. Revenues can be seen as a proxy for product adoption. Right? That's what people spend. People are spending money. That arrives at the top line. That's the revenue. You can't lie on revenue. You can't use discretionary accruals. You can't play with accounting, play with your OPEX, your CAPEX, decides your investments, decides your marketing to change your earnings. You can't do any of that. Revenue is as pure of a measures of a company's success as it gets. It's very, very pure. The revenue for HIMS is pristine. This service, in my view, is getting adopted better than I was hoping 6 months ago, and better than many of us could have hoped. This is an outstanding Q2. This is a company whose growth is accelerating and not decelerating. And so I'm so bullish, and I'm so happy to see these results. I haven't listened to the conference call. I'm on a trip right now, unfortunately, but as soon as I get a chance, I cannot wait to listen to the conference call. But briefly, really briefly, holistically, strategically, let's put a final points about him. Talk about a final points about HIMS, right? What do they tell us right now? Well, what does HIMS start with? First of all, HIMS start with practitioners, with healthcare practitioners. HIMS is not a company that is going to prescribe anything to anyone, right? It is a healthcare first company. If a prospective customer of HIMS feels like they have a health need, they will be faced with a medical questionnaire. And they will talk to a practitioner, and the practitioner will decide whether they need a prescription or not. This is the step one of HIMS. It's very easy. It's superior to the traditional system. In the traditional system, let's do the case of ED. Let's imagine someone needs ED drugs in the real world. If you need ED drugs, most insurance are going to require you to have a family practitioner. In many big cities, finding a family practitioner, that's a 4 to 6 months process. After you see your family practitioner, you're going to get a referral. That's many more months. The time that it takes for you to get in front of a urologist if you need ED is a 6 to 8 months process. And I'm not exaggerating. I live in a big city. Finding a family practitioner is a long story. Right? HIMS puts that aside. HIMS puts you in front of a medical professional at the click of a button. Right away, and by right away I mean within 48 hours, you get in front of a medical professional. That's groundbreaking, that's life-changing, and for many people, especially people who need treatment early on in their late 20s, early 30s, for these people, it's the difference between getting treated and not getting treated. The ease of access to the doctor. That's an eDoctor's platform. That's the way I view one side of him. An eDoctor's platform, easy to see a doctor, a breakthrough and a 0-to-1 move in the way we administer health. That's the first thing. The second thing that it does, of course, is HIMS offers you services. So let's assume that after you see the doctor, you're not getting prescribed anything because you had fears, but you're actually not having a problem. They have education. They have a very engaging app that puts forward many videos that really create a connection with the customer and help you figure out what you're having, whether it's a medical condition or it's not a medical condition. However, if it's a medical condition, HIMS is an e-pharmacy. That means that after you see their doctors, you will get prescribed a treatment from them, typically a generic, although they don't only have generic, they have name brand drugs too, but you're typically going to get prescribed a generic. And that generic, the cost of a generic, oftentimes is going to cheaper than what your copay would be with your traditional prescriptions insurance or regular health insurance that has an attached prescriptions component. So the whole story is that this is a 10x company. By 10x, I mean when a product is 10 times better, people can't help but become customers of a company that offers a product that is 10 times better, right? That's the story of Tesla. That's the story of so many different companies that I follow on the channel, right? People compete, right? CVS competes with Costco, competes with HEB, sorry for the Texas reference. They compete together because one of them is going to be 10% cheaper or 30% cheaper or 10% better. That's traditional competition. This is not the case of HIMS. HIMS is not trying to be 10% better. They're trying to be one order of magnitude better by cutting the wait time, by shipping directly to the door, by shipping fast, by connecting the experience of seeing a doctor and also getting your prescription, by removing stigma through innovative products, right? The hard mints that you see right here was a big step in trying to remove stigma associated with the blue pill, right? With the ED drugs. They tried doing that. Another thing that they do, which makes them better in my view, is compounding pharmacy. They create proprietary products that are going to increase patient adherence, increase the odds of a successful treatment through customizations, because too often the drugs are either too much or too little. HIMS, through data, is trying to customize a drug exactly to your needs, and that is key for this company to create a moat behind it and to prevent people from copying them. And they've done a lot of strides and a lot of progress. Now, 20+% of their subscribers are using their personalized solution. And if you look at the personalized solution they have, yes, they have solutions for hair and hair loss, and skincare, which is very important. But the customized treatment that they've launched are even better, right? Hard mints, that's customized to you. Air blends for ears, that's customized to you. Hims with heart health, their more recent product is customized to the user. When you have a product that is customized to you through Hims, you are less likely to quit because this app, this company is creating an experience that is customized to you, that is near instantaneous if you compare it to the regular system, and that is friction-free because it is outside of a health insurance system. If you're used to dealing with a health insurance system, it's a maze. It's complicated if you're not an expert at it. It is a complete maze. Hims is easy. It's taking the concepts of the buy now button, or the concept of customer centricity that so many businesses in the 21st century embody. Hims is embodying that concept of simplicity, that concept of putting the patient first, that concept of ethics. This is a very ethical company. For example, if you follow them, you know they have decided to not rush into many products categories because of uncertainty, because of issues with shortages. I believe this company, and this is a very, very short video, so feel free to look at my 1 hour coverage of Hims where I go point by point about the company. But this is a company that in a nutshell could be bigger than most of us think, and it's definitely a company that is on a strategy. And no matter what I say, sales don't lie. And when you have these sales, after the train that the economy took head on back in August of 2022, when you're still showing this growth, August 2023, that is a sign that the product is resonating with the consumer. The consumer is adopting this product. This is a company that has had tremendous growth, and now the word of mouth is working. Now they're expecting a lot of organic growth that is coming. This is a company that still has a 1 year payback period on its products, right? The customer acquisition cost is paid back within 1 year of subscription. 1 year of subscription pays back for the CAC. This is a company that is long-term oriented, that is focused on long-term investment, on long-term thinking, and long-term growth. And this is a company that I'm very happy to own. I'm very happy to see the stock up almost 20% right now in after hours. I believe this stock is still very cheap. Feel free to look at my Friday videos to look at valuation and to look at how cheap this stock is. Per the way I value hyper-growth stocks. This is a bullish case. This is obviously my case, and it's just me. It's not investment advice. It's just entertainment. But I love the company, and I know many of the channel viewers do as well. So I hope you like the video. I hope you're celebrating the results as I am. Please like, please subscribe. Appreciate you watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.